Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. The last video you guys seen, we were cleaning up the Scamp and just got done buffing it up, all that stuff. I've done a couple other small things since then, so I'll go over that with you. The one thing I will say on that video, we did not wash and wax this car after we buffed it, so still haven't done that. So you see some small spots around of like a crusty looking stuff, that is basically just that polish that has not been washed off yet. So the first thing some of you guys might have seen already, this pinstripe. Went ahead and got some stuff from O'Reilly's down the road and went ahead and threw pinstripe on it, finished that door. Looks really good. So that kind of ties the whole car back together. Really like how that turned out. As you can see on the other side here, just kind of completes everything, so makes it look whole again. Other than that, a couple things this morning that I've done. Went ahead and all them parts that we got in, threw some new plug wires on it, complete set instead of just a couple that we had to absolutely have. And then other than that, put a new starter relay on there. And with that, and since we're not crossing it here anymore, the key will not be on. So with the ballast resistor, you have to have a crank power and then a keyed power. So this wire right here that we had that was really long, that we were using for putting in the battery, is kind of irrelevant. So basically the one wire that was left, looped it right in there. That should let it start with the key. I have not started it yet since I did this. I wanted to do that on video. Otherwise, this will get replaced. I'm still waiting on that connector pigtail there. And then other than that, I don't think I've really done anything else this morning. So there's that. We'll go ahead and see about firing it up with the key for the first time. That'll be great. I did go through the lights again. This bulb was out and this bulb was out. The tail worked on this, the turn did not. So when I had replaced those bulbs, that's all working. These ones all work. There was a wire that was hanging down here for the license plate light. Put it back where it was supposed to be, spliced it back in. It was chewed, I imagine. License plate light does not work, so I do need to get a bulb for that. The only other thing that does not work on the exterior of this car is the passenger side fiber optic turn signal indicator. So these here are turn signal indicators, if you didn't know that. Kind of a neat little addition. I'll show you kind of how they work here, but keep an eye on that. Turn the turn signal on. Instead of being on the dash, you see it up on the fender. And they blink with your blinkers. So kind of neat there. Blinker. So yeah, that side does not work up there. I'll have to look into that. Don't know if that's something that I'm going to fix or not, but that's about the only other thing that doesn't work. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, we'll see about starting this thing up, and then we're going to pull the tank, put the new tank in, put a new sending unit in it. I've got a new grommet for the fill tube over here. These will probably get capped off, might leave one of them for a vent. We got a new lock ring, all that good stuff. I did buy a fuel pump. I'm not going to put that in at this time. I'm going to kind of run it, see how that one acts. might try and put some type of inline gauge in it to see what we're seeing. And I may put that in later on. Just gonna keep it there for now. Don't really need to change it if there's no point. So when and if this car gets sold, that will go with it if it's not put on by then. So yeah, we're gonna hop in this thing and see if we can't get it fired up. It's been a couple days. Key on. Cold. Might warm up just a little bit. There we go. So, another cool thing that I'm not sure if you guys have seen yet, with the battery hooked up anyhow. I haven't done anything to this, so trunk light works. It's really neat. Trunk closes amazing. So there you have it. Starts up good with the key now. So that's cool. If you wait long enough, I don't know what the deal is, but if you wait long enough, there's that light down there does come on, and the dome light does come on, but I don't know. I ain't gonna wait around and show you that. If I catch it later on, I'll snip the camera in here and show you that, but it does work eventually. Still need to weld that. So we'll get right to putting this tank in, and we'll cut back to here when we get that done. So while it's up on stands, might as well have a small tour of underneath the car and what's going on under there. So hopefully you'll be able to see pretty good, but there is still undercoating all the way underneath this car. It's got brand new exhaust on it. All that is completely brand new. Glass packs, tailpipes, everything. Whole exhaust system is brand new. Torsion bar cross member is absolutely perfect. Headers are good, clamps are good, all that good stuff. Everything up there is perfect. There is a small transmission leak, just a little bitty leak from sitting for, it's been in this spot for probably 4 or 5 days now, so that's nothing really. Get down here a little further. Emergency brake or park brake, whatever you want to call it, is disconnected. It's wrapped up over here. Everything is still here for it. Said all the exhaust and everything is brand new. Looks like the hoses for the brakes and stuff are pretty much brand new. Get you some light here. Hoses are new. Shocks don't look too terribly old. Everything looks pretty good down here, so like I said, with them vents on that new tank, if you look at the middle of the screen there's a vent. This one goes down to the sending unit. I would imagine
That is basically like a return for the AC system. A lot of AC systems had return lines to keep the fuel cooler. Don't really know about that, but anyway, the one vent line on the new tank where it's got four, one of them I will probably take to that just to vent the tank out. It basically goes up towards the engine compartment, and then really there's nothing there. So just to keep that kind of vented to where we're not just venting it open there next to the exhaust. And then the other three I will plug. Other than that, as you can see, the diff cover has been resealed. They must have been in there. If you look at both the wheels, I know you can't really see it very well because it's not in neutral, but there is some type of limited slip or posi or locker or something in there because they rotate together. They don't rotate opposite of each other. So that's pretty cool. So U-bolts look brand new. So yeah, I don't think any miles on any of this drivetrain swap. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, spring hangers look really good. There's some surface rust, but nothing crazy. You can see up in here where the undercoating stopped, like right here. All of this is undercoated really well, and this is kind of where it tapers off. It does pick back up back here. This is all from that fuel leak there, so you can really see right there. It's bare metal. The rest of it's all still undercoated. So basically, well-preserved car. You can see the metal up in here. It's smooth. This is all undercoated. So, really good deal. That's right there. There's the hole in the tank where it was leaking from. So, it's probably pretty full, which in all honesty sucks, but it is what it is. We'll get this thing dropped down and we'll go from there. Well, tank was leaking on the bottom too, and I can't get these J-bolts loose, so just went ahead and poked a hole in it, drain it the rest of the way, make it easier when I drop it down. I'm gonna order some new J-bolts up. Probably just cut these ones off because there's no point in wasting the time trying to get them to break free. Lube them up didn't help, so screw it. They're only like literally $13, $14, so just gonna get new ones. And when those come in, we'll cut back to this. We'll get that tank dropped, throw the new one in. This will be about done. New tires are on the way. Hubcaps are on the way. So ain't gonna be much longer, and this thing will be pretty much wrapped up and ready to go. So went ahead and did a little quick spray on this wheel here just to see how it would turn out, and I think it's gonna look pretty good. So we'll prep all of these and spray them real good, give them a nice thick coat and a couple small coats, but a nice thick layer in the end to where they last pretty good. I'm actually using, let's see if I can find the can here. I don't know how it's gonna work. Seems pretty promising. It's an epoxy paint, VHT epoxy paint, rust and salt resistance, no primer needed, all weather. So I figured we'd give it a try. They had like a roll bar and chassis paint too, but they only had one can of it, so I figured that we'd go this route, see how it works. Seems to coat pretty well, and they say it dries real quick, and they're not wrong because that wasn't put on that long ago. So I think this will look pretty good once we clean them up real nice and give some color back to them. So I think that'll make the car pop even more. Put them hubcaps on there, and this thing is gonna be ready to roll. So we'll keep going on that fuel tank, and then
we'll cut to a couple days from now and keep going on it. All right, so I found something while I was taking off these tires here to get them all prepped for paint. Also, got my hubcaps in, and I got one done up here, kind of. Wheel still needs sanded down and painted better. I just kind of quickly sprayed it down like you just seen, but got the hubcap on it. Looks pretty awesome. So these are an old Mopar police hubcap, 9-inch hubcap. Turn out pretty good. I really like how they look. I think they'll clean up pretty good. I'll just wipe them down real quick. They're not supposed to be like glossy or anything, but wipe them down and see how it looks. But I'll show you what I discovered over here. Yeah, must have some high performance brakes back here. Don't know, not gonna take the drums off, so somebody probably painted them up when they put this rear end in, but good enough. That's, at least we know somebody's been here. So all the exhaust is brand new. I think you just seen that, but just as another look of it there. So I'm gonna get pulling these wheels off the rest of the way, and then paint them up and come back to them on the car. All right, we are back again. A couple days later, got the tires on the wheels. I did go with black wall out. The only reason that I did that was this tire that I wanted, basically for the price point and reviews and everything else, was the one that I had ordered that came in that was wrong. They do not offer the white wall on the size that I need for the front for that wheel. Unfortunately, they do offer it for the size that I need for the back, but it is what it is. So I think they'll look good. It won't be any big deal. I mean, they didn't have raised white letters. It didn't have a white wall for the front size at all. So it is what it is. We're gonna get these things thrown on here, throw the hubcaps on, and then we'll get going on that gas tank. This thing should be pretty much done. So I'll throw these on, we'll cut back to it with them on, and then we'll get done with that gas tank and fire it up, and then we'll get it outside and actually get a good look at it. So. All right, fuel tank is out. As you can see, there's holes just everywhere in this thing, which is kind of odd because the rest of the car is super nice. But I'll get under here and show you above the tank how good it is up here. It's really pretty amazing. So this is like the factory insulation pad, still there. Frame rails, really good. You can actually still see some metallic in there. But yeah, overall, really nice. So just so you can see that, and then we'll start throwing this other tank up in here. Well, had some friends over and enjoyed their time a little bit, but now the gas tank is in. Did a little bit of time lapse on that, taking it out, but didn't really do anything going in. It's pretty straightforward, nothing to it really. So as you can see there, use old straps, got my new J-bolts here. Sending unit is in, all the lines are hooked up. I've got vents over here plugged off except for one. It's going back up towards the front. What would have been the factory return line, I suppose you would say, just for venting purposes, but everything's pretty much all buttoned up. So we're gonna lower it down here, give you a good shot of everything complete. Then we're gonna put some fuel in this thing, see if the gas gauge works, and running off with some fresh fuel for once, so get right to that. There you have it, back on the ground. This will settle just a little bit. But I never turn those down, so still kind of a little front high, but I might just leave that up to whoever gets it next, because that's something they can decide if they want or not. But looks pretty good, not gonna lie. So let's pour some fuel on this thing and see what we got. All right, we got 5 gallon in there, so hook the battery up. See if the fuel gauge works. Hopefully it does. And keys are right here. Oh, fuel gauge is going up. That's promising. Still really low, but didn't have much in it, so. Cold start idle is a little high, but we'll have that, I guess. Comes right down. Not sure if fuel gauge is working or not. It did come up. It never did that before at all, so I think that's promising. There is, when I put the sending unit in, there's a gap between the bottom and the float, so with what I put in it, I'm sure that's probably correct, so I'm thinking it's working. I'll warm up a bit, still cold. A little door shake here. I don't know if it's got a cam in it or not, but sure sounds good. Scamp. So far, so good. Alright guys, so The tank is in, as you've seen. Everything's good there. I did actually go ahead and put the new fuel pump on, just because figured it was probably a good idea to go ahead and do that. Just took it down the road, put a full tank of fuel in it. Everything went great. Both rear wheels spin. It's plus. But other than that, yeah, the Scamp is done. So this is for sale. This is the first place I'm going to say that. Once this video goes live, I will be posting it elsewhere probably half a day later. So you got first dibs on it. If you see this right when it gets posted, email me. That'll be down here somewhere. Let me know an offer. I'll do my best to explain anything that you haven't gotten out of the videos and any questions you might have. Again, this car is not perfect, but it is a heck of a good driver so far. I mean, what I've just driven it rides great. It doesn't have any issues, it seems. I don't know. I'm sure there's things that'll come up. It's 50 years old. And I'm sure it does need little things here and there, but like I said, it drives really nice. So, other than that, that's about it. If you want to see anything else on this before it does get sold, drop it down in the comments below, and maybe we'll do a little bit more here and there. I would like to go out and see about getting a couple action shots with it, you know, seeing if it'll do a really good burnout. I just did a little tire spin with it, so just to make sure that it was actually a locked rear end or posi or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it is, and this thing's pretty sweet. So that's it for this one, guys. What should we do next? Drop that in the comments too. I like hearing from you, so let me know. And if you want to see anything else on the Scamp, we'll see what we come up with. So, as always, thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing and all of that good stuff. Helps a lot, and I really enjoy bringing it to you. So, keep doing that. Share this. Get this thing sold, and we'll move on to another one. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll keep it coming for you.